Hello, this is Brant Hunt, that is, on the 30th of January, 2021. How are you guys doing tonight? I had a good day today. I was out in the nature and out in the woods. Enjoyed it very much. Um, what I wanted to talk to you is going to be what I've done in the last few years and to improve my protection on my house in regards to uh, smart meters. And so and also with what they call a Faraday cage. So, and I'll explain that to you. I came into the knowledge basically, I guess it's probably been 6 or 7 years ago, and I decided to get what they call a smart meter guard in my house. That is, for my meter that was put on the house without anyone telling us what they're doing. And this occurred probably in 2013 or 2014, maybe even earlier than that. Upset me very much that someone would come to your house and not even knock on the door or even tell you who they are and take your meter out, which was what was taking, uh, which was done at that time. Which I guess most of you know that power companies are monopolies. They are. We have what they call a public service commission here in South Carolina. I think there's 7 members or 9 members. I can't recall, but I know it's an odd number. And these members are paid over 100 grand a year to evaluate and decide most of the time, if not 99% of the time, in favor of the power company. The 3 major power companies here in South Carolina are Duke Power, which is Duke Energy based out of North Carolina. Also, I think it's called Reliant Energy, which is based upon also out of North Carolina on the eastern coast from where what we call Florence and Myrtle Beach area. They have a nuclear power plant in Hartsville, South Carolina. Duke Energy has, I think, 3 or 4 nuclear energy power plants here in South Carolina in the upper state. And then we have Dominion Energy, which is the second largest company, which basically came in here and dealt with SCE&G, South Carolina Electric and Gas, who is the second largest power company in Milwaukee. They're also what they call electric co-ops here, also do a sizable piece, and that would be a company called Santee Cooper, which is owned by the government also here in South Carolina. And but that's just to give you a little foundation. I think I came to this knowledge simply with either, I guess it was Alex Jones, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was not Alex Jones, someone else, but they were talking about this many years ago and how it was causing problems for older people. And since these meters are on the back of your house, they can actually have effects upon your health. That's right. Most people are not aware of that. Most people I run into just want to be in the dark. Isn't that interesting? But anyway, so let me show you this as I go in here. Let me show you what I want to share with you tonight. This is the company I bought my smart meter from. Guard, that is. This is the company I bought it from. And it's about the same price as what I paid for it 6 or 7 years ago, I think it was. So let me scroll down here and show you what they have here. This is the smart meter guard right here. And what you do is you not only put it around your meter, you attach where you see my thumbnail here, you attach it here, what I would call to a ground. So there's a ground usually in the area with the power lead coming in. It has to have a ground. So you get some alligator clips and some wire and you attach that to it so it will be grounded. And that helps out tremendously also. This is stainless steel. All this is stainless steel mesh is what it is. I think it ran me about $80 for it. That doesn't include shipping. We also have what they call a Wi-Fi router guard here, as you see this here. And that's what I have also. I have a Wi-Fi router guard, and I have the router inside the cage here. And it has a lead in here, what I would call, so you can put the wires into it. And you also have a larger router guard, which is much larger. And they have, I think that's it, as far as I know of. But anyway, these are products that are, you need to get them. You just need to protect yourself, unless you want to run the Ethernet all the way through your computer, which you can, but you can't move it around. So that's the disadvantage. They also have what they call this phone guard also, that they've just put out here recently, in probably the last 2 or 3 years. So this is a company I bought the smart meter guard from. They're based out of California, actually Santa Cruz, I think it is. And like I said, I haven't had any issues with them all. I wanted to explain something else. You with this particular Faraday cage right here, you can put a radio in and protect it. You say, what do you mean protect it? What do you mean, Brant? I don't understand what you're saying. Well, if there's electromagnetic pulse, which is a weapon that the United States has, and I know that the Chinese have, and I'm sure the Russians have it also. And just to get closer, this is how it works here. Pops in here like a deal. Run the wires in and out, type of thing. So, so what it does is, if you are aware, I had a chance a couple times to go into a radio station with some friends to a local radio station here in Aiken, and I had a chance to, just sit there as he did the mess with the turntable and did a live program as a DJ. This guy did, and which was cool. I thought it was cool. I actually thought it'd be a cool job to work in some ways, except it doesn't pay much. But anyway, back to the story is that the radio station has what around the studio and everything they have what they call a Faraday cage, and it's a wiring mesh along the walls. That is to protect people inside the radio station because of the transmitter. The transmitter is so powerful, some of these are, that they actually will give you cancer. It will actually cause you to die early. And so they have that particular deal. And you can look it up on the internet, called the Faraday cage. And it's just simply wire mesh around the whole area where the studio is to protect the people inside the radio station, that area where there is high voltage coming in. So this is something you might want to look at. I would say simply is the two main things you should get is the Wi-Fi router guard. If you use a Wi-Fi, if you don't use Wi-Fi, just use Ethernet. It comes right into the computer, plug it, and you have it stationary. Fine, I don't have a problem with that. But a lot of people have laptops and they have maybe 2 computers or whatever, and one will be a base and maybe the other will be a notebook or a laptop or something of that nature. So you can do that, and then actually the smart meter guards also. So those are things that to think about. I have not looked into this venture here with the telephone whatsoever, which I know that the telephone itself, the phones today, especially the mobile phones, also cause issues for people, what they call EMFs. So, but I just think people should be wary of that. And it's something you can do to protect yourself, especially when the power companies and the internet companies really don't tell you much about what they're doing, such and such. So this is something you can look into. Just trying to give you a heads up, maybe more than anything else about this. And so anyway, I just want to share that with you. And so we're going to come back here. And so if you have any questions, I'll be more than glad to answer your questions in regard to this. We do know that many years ago, probably I'd say 10 years ago, if not longer. Do you remember a cruise ship that lost power on the West Coast? If you remember that, and they had to have someone to tow it in. Well, that was the Chinese were experimenting, and they experimented on this cruise ship, and found that it worked because they lost all power. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure you know that, because simply as our enemies, our supposed enemies, have weapons that can actually cause enormous problems for us as a country. In fact, they have a lot of superior weapons compared to what it once was. And you can thank Bill Clinton for that. He's the one who did that. He sold all our technology, our protective defense technology, to the Chinese on his second election to get money. And, so I'm not afraid of him. People like that need to learn they've done wrong. And it's time for karma. It really is. And it's coming. I can guarantee you it's coming. And they know it. And they're going to feel it. So anyway, I just want to share with you about this whole story about that, to protect yourself. Elderly people have problems with this because it affects their heart rate. And people who live in apartments, you need to be aware of where that meter is, that smart meter is, because it does affect you. And they usually put them in clusters on some area in apartments. And sometimes that particular place is put at, that is those smart meters, is being not just one or two, but they could be 10 or 15 or more, right? And it can be right next door to someone's apartment that they're being blasted. And Janice Barcella talks about that also, about the electromagnetic EMF having an effect upon you and your health. So just wanted to help people to see this and understand, critical that you look into this as the days come, because you're going to have to protect yourself no matter what. The government's not going to protect you. I can guarantee you that. So I appreciate you listening, and you have a good day. Take care.